Yo, what's going on? It's Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line, TBKC, and all that other sweet, beautiful, wonderful Check it out. I went over this on my Facebook page, but I will go over this now. I'll probably end up sharing that live onto this thing, but dig this. It's a lot of questions, and some of y'all just going to be simplistic, and I'm like, why is he even talking about this? But as you study dogs, you'll notice that every dog has a makeup of other breeds. And a question was brought to me, which I feel like was a good question, as to why, say for instance, certain dogs that might carry a trait like a merle is used to make another dog. Why would that dog not be allowed to have the merle characteristic? Or why some breeds that have mastiff type dogs in it are not allowed to have mastiff type size anymore? Well, very simply, you know what I mean? It's the making of a breed. This is why the standard is so important. Once you make a breed, you're cutting out those other qualities that you don't want inside this breed. That's the most magnificent part to making a breed. When you make a breed, you want to make a breed that goes very, very well along with exactly what it is that you're trying to do. And with this particular breed, the one thing that I would tell you guys is there's tons of things that might carry over from other breeds that won't be allowed, and you can do all kind of research and you can do whatever you want to, and you'll confuse yourself. And I'm going to use the Doberman as example, one of my favorite dogs, of course. But the Doberman Pinscher, beautiful specimen. We see what they are. We know what they're supposed to be. But if you look behind its history, you'll have the Great Dane, you'll have the German Shepherd, you'll have the Rottweiler, several other dogs that they say are rumored to be a part of the Doberman. But with that, you wouldn't ever want a tan and black long-haired Doberman. You wouldn't want some German Shepherd traits to come up out of there if that's what's in it. Or you wouldn't want your Doberman to have a head like a Rottweiler and that type of girth, even though it carries its colors. You wouldn't want it to have the size and the merle patterns of the Great Dane that could be in it. You want to stick to what the standard is. This is what makes a breed a breed. This is what identifies a look. Something that we've talked about a lot with the American Bully, and it seems like it gets redundant over and over and over again, that we have to argue this fact that all you have to do is follow directions, follow instructions, follow the rules. If the dog is only allowed to be a certain height, that's it. It doesn't matter if the dog had a shorter ancestor or if it had a taller ancestor. Those dogs were made to get us to this point, to where we're at, to where things are supposed to be. And if we can follow those rules, we will perfect the breed that we have. But if we continue to make excuses as to our failures in making a breed, then all this will be is an excuse breed, a fun breed, a breed that people don't love, a breed that people don't care about. We have to follow the rules. Yes, there's a ton of ancestry if we are speaking of the American Bully, some of which we shouldn't even have in the dog. But we wrote the standards for a reason. We tried to cultivate this to a breed for a reason. All of the dogs, whatever's in the dog and all that, doesn't matter. If we want to truly make this a breed, let's follow the rules. Let's stop trying to change the standards. Let's stop trying to add stuff and perfect it to the vision of what the standard says. Many people talk about, well, what's the standard? What's the standard? I don't care what registry you go to with the American Bully, for the most part. The basic standard is the same. Now, when you have places like let's not say places, but when you had the ABKC and the stuff that they changed, if you want to be realistic, that's where the BS comes in at. We know the original American Bully standard is something that you'll see the BBCR have. The TBKC still goes along with that, and it isn't allowing a bunch of exotic colors. The most exotic color that you have in there is the tri-pattern, which is a pattern and not a color. But there are no merles, there are no all whites, there are no bulldog type faces. All these things, we know what the dogs are supposed to be. We just have to stop fighting, to make them something else. We have to perfect what we have, regardless of whatever you believe is in it. I know some of you argue that there are Alapahas behind the American Bully, and the Alapahas have merles, so the American Bully should have a Merle. That's what y'all say, but that's not the truth. Do I believe that there's some Alapaha in the American Bully? Yes. With the way that we've seen the Merles pop up and the way that we've seen so many people do so many things, I think there's some American. You know what I mean? I think there's some Bordeaux. I think that there's, you know, it's many different things. But right now, that's no longer the biggest issue we have. The biggest issue we have is what are we going to do about fixing this breed and getting it to where it needs to be? And the main thing we have to do is just follow the rules. Let's put health, the standard, the conformation first, and then we'll go from there. But hopefully this helped out to the few people who asked that. I understand how it can be confusing, especially with all the false prophets that run around and tell you lies about this and that and the other. But you know, stick to the standard, man. Stick to the strong rules of the breed. Don't get confused and fooled by all these people that want to change stuff all the time. You know, our website will be back up shortly and you'll see our standard. And I might just post our standard on all of our pages just so people can really take a look at it and understand where we're coming from. But until next time, man, much love. God bless y'all. Peace.